Mm.
Grab your joysticks and feel the power of the cloud, because this is the Third Wheel Arcade,
Nice.
multi console edition. Not that they all aren't, but now that we got stuff to talk about with Sony and Microsoft, we are back. It's been 2 weeks, and it is Friday, so the chances of anybody watching this show live are 0%.
That's all right.
I like the math on that one.
Yeah. It was. I mean, we had to figure out time zones to even get the show started. So,
Right.
Dan's still starving.
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, that was my bad.
No,
it wasn't. It was
a combined bad.
It was a combined bad.
It's funny because I muted the notifications on Twitter.
Yeah,
because I was playing a game on my phone. So, and then when Dan messaged me, I'm like, oh shoot! I was like,
that's kind of what I figured. Because I muted that conversation only because I go and check it all the time. Sometimes it just blows up.
And sometimes when the conversations are getting too deep, and I'm playing a game, I have to mute it so I can finish my game.
Right. There are times, where our group DM will just devolve into something insane, and I will get off of work because I don't have access to my phone at work. So I get a little bit of access at lunchtime usually, but really only like 5 or 10 minutes. And then I go back to my desk, and then I leave work at 4:30 and I pull up my phone and it's like, you've missed 148 messages. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to read whatever happened there.
Nope.
Somebody could have died. I have no idea.
Bad news.
So our third wheel, yes, this week.
Okay, I'm not even going to comment about that because knowing the most recent story, when you were talking about somebody could have died.
Oh yeah, I don't. Life is crazy right now.
It's very
yeah. So it's crazy for all of us. So the fact that we're here just is a testament to how much we love talking about video games together and pretending like people are listening. Van, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better than I have been. Started trying to work out again,
I'm laughing because I tried to do that too, and I hurt every part of my body.
Oh yeah. It's not without pain for sure, but yeah. So I'm trying to do that. It's taken away a little bit of my game time, but it's for the betterness of my health, I guess.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Like, it's funny that you say that because that's literally what I'm going through right now, as you guys know. But I joined the work softball team, and I've always been kind of at that point where I'm like, I'm just, if I start working out, I'll be back in shape in no time. Nope.
Nice.
I joined the work softball team and immediately blew out my knees, and then went out the next week and thought my knees were okay, but I guess maybe my quads were overcompensating for that, and I ripped a quad. I pulled it, and then the next day from like the top of my thigh down was all bruised.
Ooh.
So I looked that up online and it's bad news. So
hopefully you've been icing it.
I iced it. I tried to rest it, but that was just from running 4 times in softball. That's crazy. That I fell into a deep depression. I have to do something. So yeah, my gaming time is a little bit lighter now because I need to do something. I need to start working out. But that's what's hard about it, is because I thought I was going to be able to just jump back into working out. I can't. I need to ease in so I don't break everything on my body first.
Hey, it makes sense.
I don't even know what working out is. I don't know when the fucking last time I worked out. Never. I think we got a gym membership. I was like, yeah, let's go to the gym. We'll do this together. I'm like, yeah, okay, that'll last fucking 3 weeks. It lasted 2. That's basically, it's like, no. I walk enough at work. I don't really give 2 shits about my health. If I die tomorrow, I'm happy. I play video games. I drink what I want. I ate what I want. My kids are good. I got a pretty decent life insurance policy. So we're fine. We're fine.
Sad start to the show.
No, I don't want to fucking work out.
Do you still have your cashews with you?
No, I don't know where they are now. Oh, I gave them to somebody. Shit. I don't know what's happening. Hey,
That was crazy last show. We're like, brought to you by Cashews.
yeah.
So
I
Van,
bought some more, right?
did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I gave them away
What?
to my kids.
Doesn't even sound like you.
It would have happened eventually. They would have just taken them. So I just kind of, jumped in front of the bus and
Threw out the white flag.
just fucking take them.
Yeah.
Don't even give a shit.
Well,
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
So Van, what have you been playing when you can? Anything?
What have I been wanting to play?
Sure.
No, I've been wanting to play Rage 2 for sure, like crazy bad. But I played a little bit of Division 2. Tried to get into the raid and had some error problems. So there's that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk the raid. That was it's a mess.
Raid.
Yeah. So then I've been playing some phone games. Ooh,
Fancy.
I know. I usually don't play phone games, but I found this one phone game that I'm like addicted to.
What is it?
Splash Cans, right? No.
I can't even remember. Let me look it up.
Candy Crush.
No, it's
World
called
Tour.
Crowd City.
Crowd City?
Yeah, Crowd City.
All right.
You basically just run around a map, and you have guys, and everybody else has guys, and if you have a bigger number of guys, then you eat their guys, and you gain their people.
I don't. That sounded like the most generic bullshit.
It's a pretty generic game, but it's for some reason very addicting.
All right, I'm pulling this up on my phone now.
Yeah, so there's like 10 or 12 people.
There is
Yeah.
a house.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like 10 or 12 people that that are in there all together. It's a multiplayer thing. And what you do is you fight for who has the who can get the most amount of people.
I swear to God, our phones listen to us talk. Like it doesn't make any sense. I pulled up the Google Play Store and I typed in C, and Google Play Store was like Crowd City.
There you go. That's it. That's the one.
How did you know that, Google Play Store?
Google is listening.
God, it's insane.
That's not a conspiracy. It's the truth.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It makes everything better.
As well as the entire government and all the Democrats.
Oh shit! Jesus Christ, we're getting crazy now.
What else have you been playing, Van? Quick, before we start talking politics.
Yeah, that was it so far. I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat 11, and I haven't played any Days Gone for like a week and a half now.
You didn't finish it, did you?
No, I haven't finished.
Nice.
Do you want to, or you feel like you're done?
I think the problem with it is I'm not connected to the story, so it kind of just gets me to not care.
You don't feel
I know
like
a lot of
a
people
Sons
that
of Anarchy?
liked it, but I don't care for it.
You don't feel like a biker boy?
No, I like motorcycles, but
I don't think you can like motorcycles and play this game. You have to love motorcycles.
yeah. Well, I have motorcycle helmets above me on my
You
shelf.
have to want to have sex with motorcycles.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe that's why I stopped wanting to play it.
Too much
I just-
motorcycle sex.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've never
hard to watch.
thought about sticking anything inside my tank.
Oh. Shit's getting real.
Some of us like to experiment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I will talk about what I've been playing.
Do it.
I don't know why we decided this order, or I decided this order, but I've been playing a lot of Bayonetta on the Switch. Bayonetta is one of those games where I feel like it gets right up my alley, and I just never played it. It's pretty good. It's definitely dated, and I hear Bayonetta 2 is a lot better, but Bayonetta plays a lot like a PlayStation 3 game, like where the combat's just kind of clunky, kind of weird, like the camera's a little weird. Just like one of those early PS3 action games where you're like, okay, this is fun in 2009, but it doesn't hold up today. That's not to say I'm not having fun with it, but I did have to turn the difficulty down because it just got to the point where I was dying and it felt unfair.
Hmm.
Not in like the combat is too hard kind of way, just like, well, I didn't see that guy coming from behind me because the camera wasn't focused in that direction.
Did you ever play it on the console?
No, this is my first time playing it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what's your experience between console and playing it on the Switch? But
I would imagine, just based on videos that I've seen, the Switch version is better. But I don't think it's better enough that you would want to replay it unless you really loved it.
gotcha.
Bayonetta 2 looks great, but I haven't given it any time yet. I want to get through Bayonetta 1 first. I don't know why, because the story is bullshit and it doesn't matter. But I still feel like I'm a completionist. Once I started the first one, I have to finish it, or I'm never going to play the second one.
Makes sense.
I can't, at least today, I can't stop playing Tetris 99. And I know you guys don't give a shit about that, and most people don't. Tetris 99, you guys know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Battle Royale Tetris.
Battle Royale Tetris, which
Woo-hoo.
I expected to have a lot of fun with when it was announced. And I've always been somebody that was really good at Tetris. And like there's never really been anybody I knew that could just beat me on a regular basis. So I thought at the very least I'd play Tetris 99 and win sometimes. There's a lot of people. I'm bad at Tetris. I didn't even realize. Like, people who play Tetris online just kick my ass on a regular basis. The highest score I've ever gotten is 6th out of 100, but I got that just before the show. Prior to that, I usually get around 30th, which is insane. That means every single time I play Tetris, there's 30 people better than me. And it's sad. But this weekend, they're doing a special event where you can unlock the Game Boy Tetris theme. So the gameplay will look like the Game Boy version, and the music that plays is the Game Boy song. And I have to have that so bad.
So how do you? Is it just you just log in and it unlocks automatically?
No, you have to play and get 100 points.
Bullshit.
And you get 100 points based on what you do. Now, every time you play, you get 4 points. So even if you just want to, like, all right, I'll start it, I'll let it run, I'll get my 4 points, and then I'll start over and do that for an hour or so, and you'll probably have 100 points.
I mean, it's the best version of Tetris. So, I mean, we might as well just, bar none. It's the only way I played it. But you know how much I love Tetris. So,
None.
Only because it's stupid. Look at it. I'm not good. My mom and dad used to play it. So that tells you what I think about it.
What?
Nope. Virtual reality one. What a fucking waste of money that was.
I was surprised you got it. I didn't tell you to get it.
I got it because I buy everything. Jeez.
That's true. Oh, my chat wasn't updating. There's so many people talking in our chat.
Your chat's not updating?
It wasn't, and I just refreshed it and saw that there were actually people talking.
Okay.
But yeah, I have to have this. So after this weekend, you can't get that theme anymore. So I have to get it. I think I have 87 out of 100 points though. So once I hit 100, I don't know if I'm going to keep playing, because this weekend everybody in the world is playing. So it's super. Huh?
What was the point then?
I don't know. I have to.
Keep the skin and then you never play it again?
I will play it again. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then I feel like, I got 15 minutes to kill. I don't really want to start something else. I don't want to play Bayonetta for 15 minutes and get killed and look at her butt. That does sound pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not half bad, actually.
Yeah.
We're just talking. Yeah, no.
But there's better butts out there.
There are, but I can't play Nier Automata on the Switch. So.
Oh, now I want to play that game right now.
That is all I want. If they released Nier Automata or BioShock on the Switch, I don't know what else I'd do with my life.
But would it though? Because, it would be so bad. It looks so good. I really don't want to look like a downgraded 2B, but
yeah,
yeah.
You want the ultra 4K high def,
right? If I'm gonna look at this, this is be real. This is the reason I play the game, because of the story and also the butt.
The story is amazing. The story is
It's good.
one of my favorite stories in gaming.
I think they complement each other nicely.
They do, and the music is my favorite soundtrack in gaming ever.
That's true.
I like the difference of the music, like the range of the music, I guess, because there's a lot of tracks that you wouldn't expect to be in there.
Get him started. Don't get him started on.
Don't get me started. The range of the soundtracks is amazing, but also the fact that when you play as 9S in the second playthrough and you enter the hacking sequences and it seamlessly transitions into an 8-bit version of the same song that you're listening to. Oh, I lost my shit the first time I realized that it was doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm surprised they didn't get like more awards and stuff like that for their audio design.
Me too. I actually spent like 4 hours one day this week watching a Nier recap. Some YouTubers Nier recap. They recap Nier. They recap Nier Automata. God, I love that game so much. Nier is not as good as Nier Automata, but that's neither here nor there. I also played a bunch of Enter the Gungeon, and I'm done. I'm done playing it. It's a fun game. I think if you like that style of game, it's probably the kind of game you could play for 150, 200 hours and still enjoy it. But I don't really. It's fun, but I don't like roguelike games really at all. There's a few that I really love. Dead Cells is really good. Binding of Isaac is really good. Enter the Gungeon is fun, but I probably played 7 or 8 hours of it. It's a top-down bullet hell shooter roguelike that starting from scratch every time was just a pain in the ass. You start with your default gun and then have to hopefully find good guns along the way and then avoid 9,000 bullets as you play. It's fun.
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000. But that's really all I've been able to play in the last 2 weeks. Dan?
First of all, I think you should get credit for making, or I guess convincing Ains to play Hollow Knight.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think you definitely should get credit for that because he was unsuspecting when he started playing it. He was like, wow, this is actually more decent than I thought it would have been.
I mean, it really is an incredible game. It's hard for me to recommend it too much though, because you really have to say it's not good at first. I didn't like it at first. You have to get into the world and start to learn it before you start to see how good it is. And then as you play too, you get different upgrades and different powers, so that it raises the fun factor quite a bit. It's kind of like Crackdown 3, where as you played, it turned into an okay game. Except Hollow Knight does it a lot sooner and then for a lot longer. Crackdown 3, it took 8 hours to get good, and then there was only 2 hours of the game left. Hollow Knight's probably good 4 or 5 hours in, and then good for the rest of the 30 hours that you play it. And again, that soundtrack is top tier. # sound design, it's top 5 along with Nier Automata for me. But I'm choking, and Dan, tell me what you've been playing so I can drink water.
Okay. I've been playing. I finished Days Gone.
After how many hours?
3,000. I think that's probably about what I put into it. I don't know. I wish I could tell you how long I played, but PlayStation doesn't let me see those stats. It felt like fucking 10 years. I mean, it really did. It seemed super, super long to me. It wasn't bad, but I didn't even finish. I didn't like platinum it or anything. I stealth stuff, so it takes a little bit longer to do that. Because especially in the beginning, you can't really just go out and just hammer these dudes. It's not a Saturday night in New Orleans, but it's the thing is, it's good. I mean, it's got some very good redeeming qualities. It's not the perfect game. I think people get very used to certain quality from Sony first-party studios, and that's okay, and that's a good thing. So when something like this comes out, where it's not a bad game, it's selling like crazy all over the world. It's the reviewers get a hold of it and they're just like, but and it's honest. You got to be kind of objective when you look at it. But I did like I had a good time with it. The story eventually gets going, and there's some goodness in that, I guess. But it's not God of War by any means. But I did have fun, so I finished that up. Then I started playing a little bit of Devil May Cry. You were kind of reminding me of that.
DMC5?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got pretty far, I think, but I don't know where I'm at. So there's like 15 different characters you can play as, and apparently I'm on number 3. I don't know. I'm just trying to. That one is kind of one of those games where I'm going to play it and then go back to it eventually, and play a little bit, then come back. It's kind of that buffer game. And then a Plague Tale, which is fucking awesome. It's like if you like stealth and like Splinter Cell games, but really want it set in a 13th century plague-ridden France, then this is your game. It's kind of one of those things. Really good story.
How's the story?
Really, really good.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna do a review for it for Season Gaming. So I'm literally right before we started this, I was playing it. I'm pretty sure I'm at the last chapter level and maybe the last part of it. So I don't know for sure. And I think the biggest thing with this game is like the connections that you make with different people in the game. Your character. With some other characters. I won't get too much into it, but it's the gameplay is fun. I love the stealth aspect. The only thing I don't like about the stealth part is that really the farther you get, the more stuff you upgrade, the stronger you get, and the less it really becomes necessary to, use the stealth mechanic. And there's the rats also. That's like kind of the star of the show for most people, and it's pretty fucked up. I mean, there's some pretty disgusting and kind of dark and morbidly obese stuff in this game. So it's weird. But
I'm super intrigued by this game. Money is kind of tight right now, so I'm kind of being careful. But I'm really considering picking this up. Did you ever play Hellblade? I know this is getting a lot of like. Yeah. Did you? Okay.
It's not Hellblade.
Okay.
And that's not saying not in a bad way.
Right.
Okay. It's not like it's I want to say that's the same level as Hellblade, because it's probably pretty close as far as, Hellblade took like something and really, there was kind of that background, theme in the back. It's just that about, just mental health and stuff like that. So
right, and this is a little bit story.
I think more people probably would connect with that, but that doesn't take away from a Plague Tale. It's really it's a story. It's not it doesn't it's more about relationships that you make with some of these characters and your relationship with your brother, and your family, and everything that's going on there. But the gameplay mechanic is really, really good. The stealth when you're doing it is really, really. They do a really good job with it. I like the weapon. You got a little sling that you kind of get different little things you can throw in it. There's a lot to it. I see a lot of people compare it to Hellblade, but I think it's kind of in its own.
Yeah, and that's why I hated to ask. I see it so much, and I think that's just because of where we are. There haven't been a lot of these like single A, really great single player narrative experiences. So there's not a whole lot to compare it to. I really feel like this should be the way of the future. These studios are proving you can get it done. I mean, the studio that made Hellblade is a small studio.
The Theory.
Yeah. And the studio that made what's it called? Plague Tale. Yeah. They're a tiny studio. 45 people they have working there. And they've pumped out this experience that looks to be maybe shorter and maybe more linear than some of these bigger games, but still just as impactful. And absolutely. I really feel like this should be the wave of the future. These smaller studios shouldn't be trying to make 80-hour open world experiences. Make something smaller like this and make it different and make it your own.
Yeah, they did a really good job. I mean, that's the thing, you know. I got Rage 2 and this at the same day. I'm going to review this one for season gaming, and then the problem is, I played that. I played like 3 or 4 chapters in it. And it's like, well, you know, I'll try out Rage 2 before I go to bed. I mean, you're talking completely opposite.
Right.
You know, this is like, okay, you go from this like very quiet, you know, very, you know, subdued, but very horrifying thing to, well, this is also horrifying, but things are blowing up in my face, and that guy just lost a head, and I don't know what's going on. You know, it's just like, you know, so much shit is happening, but they're just different, you know. But yeah, I wish they had more of these narrative-driven games like Hellblade. I can see why it got the comparisons, but it's really not the same because it's really kind of a totally different game. Hellblade was it was a lot more trippy. This is more grounded, I think, in because, you know, you have the cool sound thing going on with Hellblade when you can, you know, that with the voices and all that other stuff. This one's a lot more, you know, subdued, but still very impactful, like you said. So I'm probably gonna finish it after I eat my Chipotle. So that's my goal, and then jump into Rage 2, which I played a little bit of. Like I said, craziness. That was 40 minutes, and I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, Rage 2. Go ahead.
Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking starving. So
okay, I have to ask. Sorry, I'm off topic now.
Sure.
Oh, no.
What did you get? I have to know. Did you get burrito? Did you get a bowl?
I haven't gone yet, dude. I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, I thought you already went. You just have to eat it.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be basically driving to Chipotle and probably getting a burrito. I'm probably gonna go half steak, half chicken.
Like it, yeah.
Pinto beans, and sour cream and cheese. Hot of the cheese sauce on the side with some chips, and then Coke Zero.
Yeah, because you guys know me. I sent that receipt that one day. It was like I had to take out a second mortgage to pay my Chipotle bill.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to Chipotle for myself, and I'm going to tell everybody else to get McDonald's.
That's a good way to do it.
It's the only way to do it. So,
if only Chipotle had a drive-through.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Did you Chipotle deliver? We have some out here that deliver.
I don't want to go. I want my food. I want to be, in control of how fresh it is. These motherfuckers will just fucking drive to every other fucking place before they get to my house. So I don't want to.
I don't want some angry dude spitting in my burrito.
Yep, that's all right.
Yeah, and I think you get to the point where it's been sitting in the back of a car and it's just like dripping with like sour cream once it gets to your house.
I think to Chipotle's credit, their burritos are fairly strong and very durable. So I'll give them that much. But usually I end up still warming it up a little bit. When I get home, I throw it in the oven for like 10 minutes. And sometimes
you ever have them double wrap it?
The sides of the burrito, which is awesome. Make it, and then it's like super fucking hot. So God,
you know how I do it is like I'll usually be like, hey, can I get some white rice, black beans, and then you tell them the meat, and then so they put in a bunch of meat thinking that it's just going to be so much, right? And then I'm like, oh, and then can you put some of the fajita in?
Yes.
And then so by the time they get to the rest of it, the burrito's already overflowing, and they can't close it. So then they have to either double wrap it or make
move. But also cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because they put the fajita before the meat, because then if you put fajita on there, they'll give you less meat.
Yeah.
You know how I do it?
Like half chicken, half steak. And they end up putting like a whole fucking scoop every time I go. Like they can't understand but half. So that's okay. We need to start talking though now because I'm fucking goddamn hungry.
All right. So Division 2 raid. Did either of you, I mean, Van, you said you tried to get into the raid. Dan, did you play the raid at all?
No, because I have not 8 people to play with at the time. And you can't play with anybody else, apparently, unless you have 4 people.
You can, but you can play with random people.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? I thought you couldn't even get in.
There's no, it's matchmaking, basically. Or not, it's like randomized, basically. Right. Yeah.
It's completely randomized. And they said people are very upset. Huh?
It's like Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only in this case, they put out a roadmap a few months ago that said that you can pick your team for the there will be
Sure.
matchmaking for the raid.
Yep.
And then it came out and they were like, ha, just kidding. And they defended their decision. They very, very much BioWare anthemed this,
Mhm.
in that they pissed everybody off. And then they kind of went, okay, well, we decided this was better than what you guys wanted.
That was a mistake.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not, dipshits.
right.
It was our systems can't handle what we want to do for some reason.
I think the disappointing thing to me for the Division raid was I was excited about it, but the problem I have with it is they already postponed the raid time from when it was supposed to be released and released it like a month after when they said they were initially going to release it. And then by doing that, you're like, okay, I get it. They need more time. They want to push it back a little bit to, iron some things out. But if you're going to push it back, make sure it freaking works. I tried and I got like 2 Delta Airs and I got fed up and I just stopped trying. I was like, I was like, I'll just wait until they get it fixed,
Yeah.
But-
It's the problem that I'm having with it. Number one, I haven't even tried it yet, only because one, I saw that no console players have actually beaten the raid yet because there's no leaderboards on it. Right?
I
Oh, yeah.
saw that article. I don't know. I didn't believe it, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep.
It's a 5-hour raid.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking 5 hours. Can you imagine me playing that 5 hours with Greg?
The crazy thing too is like through console, the raid will take actually a little bit longer just because of the shooting speed. So yeah, that could be a long deal. Even though I haven't experienced it yet, I'm ready. Let's
Great.
do it.
Nope.
You go ahead.
Let's spend half a day on Saturday and get it done.
You go ahead. Tell me all about it. Live stream it. I will watch it from work. I'm working tomorrow a little bit, so I'll watch your raid and laugh at you when it sucks.
I don't know. I have like a hit or miss when it comes to raids. Like I myself, I prefer raids of the MMO kind of style, like raid bosses, like MMO style. And so like when you go to like these shooter type raids, like for example Destiny, when Destiny does their raids, like they have a lot of triggers and stuff that you have to do. You have to do certain things that somebody from some other room has to be on some platform to progress this section and go on. And I don't care for that kind of raid puzzle.
Yeah, just fucking let me kill some dudes.
Yeah, I just want to kill stuff. I don't want to have to try and solve puzzles to do a raid.
Well, and there's plenty of people who will play that game for 5 hours, but to be forced to sit there for 5 hours seems different.
Plus, it's exhausting, man.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll find, as more and more people complete it, they'll find easier, quicker ways to complete it,
Yeah, I mean, I have full faith that they're going to realize their error and make it better. But as of right now, they very much anthemed everything.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say probably the maximum a raid should ever be is probably like max 2 hours, and that's a stretch.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I feel like if it was a 2-hour raid, I might be interested in it because it's like an event. But a 5-hour raid is a fucking day.
Yeah. Plus, that's you've got all these players that have been taking a break from Division 2, myself included, only because they've kind of capped themselves at this certain point, and then you come out with the next part of your plan and pretty much fuck us over. That's super BioWare-y, and I can't fucking stand it. I mean, just don't, you had such a good thing going. Don't fucking, run into a fucking cow all of a sudden, while you're driving. It's fucking, I don't know, man. It pisses me off. And once they get it, and they're working on getting it fixed, though. They're working on matchmaking right now. But it just seems stupid to delay it and then, not have it. Why don't you just delay another 2 weeks or whatever you have to do? Just fucking get it right.
Well, and
Oh.
here's the thing we're not even addressing is, you know what sucks is doing a 5-hour raid. You know what sucks worse than doing a 5-hour raid? Playing that raid for 4 hours and 45 minutes and then not finishing it. Fuck that.
Those decide to
Yeah, they should have or have like checkpoints where, you know, like
right.
you can at least revert to the halfway point or something, you know, so you're not having to redo the whole raid over and over and over.
Yeah,
Good man.
I agree. But in the meantime, Sony and Microsoft are doing something together. Everyone's upset about it or happy about it, or I don't understand anymore. And no one even really knows what's happening, but everyone has an opinion. So let's talk about our opinions.
Of what we don't know.
Of what we don't know. Yeah, they came out and they said that there's a picture of them shaking hands at some, what was it that they were at?
I don't know. GDC
Some
or something.
cloud-based gaming place.
Yeah.
And Sony and Microsoft are teaming up to work on a solution for new cloud-based gaming experiences. They didn't say anything about what that meant.
Sure.
They didn't say anything about what their plans are.
No clue.
And everyone is very angry that their console is partnering up with the other console.
I didn't see a whole lot of people angry. I just saw a lot of the same tools out there that were console warriors, like fighting, like, oh look, the end of the war, and then they go and add more stupid crap to it. There's like,
there was a lot of that, a lot of like, well, see, now Microsoft is willing to play with Sony, and that's because Sony finally understood that their games aren't the fuck. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why is this your life?
Yeah.
Go play a 5-hour raid.
Well, let's just assume for a second that they're doing this to, you know, like they said, increase their cloud-based platforming to work together to bring maybe PS Now or whatever they have planned in the future to the cloud, right? And using the cloud system. So this is probably, if we go with that, is probably a direct response to Stadia or Stadia, whatever the fuck we call it. Stadia.
Ooh, I like that. I like your term of that.
Stadia.
Stadia.
Right, I just spit all over my screen. But yeah, so it's probably, you know, they probably see, okay, well, let's combine our forces here. Let's, you know, because Microsoft has gotten to the point where they want to bring not only gaming but other platforms to all people around the world. That's kind of their goal. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, obviously Sony is direct competition as far as, you know, in the console space, I guess. But, you know, I don't ever see them, you know, finally joining forces and coming out with the X Station or Playbox, which is what I call my wife's.
All right.
And now I am for sure. I get that. So I don't know, man. Nobody knows what's happening, but people still have opinions about it. I have no idea. It sounds like it's a cool thing to do, I guess. I mean, teamwork makes the dream work. So
yeah, I have to imagine they're going to be partnering up to make this happen, and that it will. There will kind of be some things that help each company out, but the exclusives are still going to be over there on Xbox, and the exclusives are going to be on Sony. But I don't even know what to say. It's good news. There's no world where this is bad news.
Right.
Yeah, I can't see it as ever being anything bad or negative. I think, like Dan said, the best part about it is that they're directly combating Stadia. And I think that was a very, very good move on their part to both of them to team up, because there's a lot of other companies out there that are trying to get into this gaming market and, you know, are trying to get in and take over. And so I see it as a benefit, you know, like if PlayStation and Xbox can be they obviously have the bigger gamer base right now. So if they can work together to maintain that and hold that, I think it's more mutually beneficial to both of them.
Yeah.
But the real question is like a lot of people have brought up on Twitter, what are they going to do with the Gaikai services? What's going to be done with the Azure services? And like I think this is my opinion. I haven't heard anything stating it, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to kind of merge their resources and probably make everything Azure, and then just run everything off of Azure together as a group effort. So maybe in my opinion, I think what they would do is upgrade the Gaikai locations and services to house or help assist with the Azure locale. That's just my opinion. I don't know the actual details, but
That
I
sounds
don't think it would go beyond that.
Sony spent so much money on Gaikai though that I feel like they're still going to figure out a way to integrate the two systems. But I mean, you might be right. They might just be deciding to cut their losses. Not that PS Now isn't working; it's working, but it could be better.
I don't even think they're going to cut their losses. I just think that they'll just modify their Gaikai service,
Okay.
to like update it basically.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows Microsoft is going full force in on all their data centers. I mean, where I live, they're building 2 massive data centers in my town. Like they're going crazy right now.
Yeah, capitalizing on the cloud, making it happen.
Goddamn right.
Getting ready to fight Stadia.
Yeah. I think Stadia is evil.
You think so?
I'm not sold on the whole cloud business, and I think it's going to take a very long time to even get me remotely closely sold on the business, because I'm not a mobile per se gamer. Like I've been playing one mobile game, but I'm not going to go around playing a bunch of games mobily or being mobile about it. And so, yeah, and I prefer performance.
Right.
That is my key. And if I'm not going to get the same performance that I currently have with cloud streaming, then I don't want it.
Oh, you for sure won't. But
well, exactly. So then I don't want it.
But what about this? You're on the road. It's a lot easier to take your phone with you and hook it up to your controller. Just to, for something to do is what I'm saying. It's making it basically a portable Xbox with what you already have. I understand what you're saying though. Not to say that it's gonna be worse for sure.
But okay.
Right? But there's no 5G either yet. Truly 5G. So it's kind of hard to say what you'll get. I don't think they're going to be doing it where it's going to be like, hey, let's download a hat. Like, what they're trying to do with what they did with Crackdown 3 was the destructive quality or the whatever it was all cloud based, right? It was supposed to be running off of the Azure servers or whatever. So, and the rest of the game ran locally. Now that's something you couldn't do on your phone unless you had a shitload of fucking space on it. I mean, I guess you could, and processing power. So if it's something like where I'm playing a game and I'm like, shit, I got to go to a fucking wedding. So I pause my game on my Xbox. As long as I'm not, playing it for the amazing graphics that are on it, if it's just some kind of fun little indie game or something, I wouldn't mind popping it on my phone and putting the controller to it. But yeah, for like full size games or like games like Rage 2 or something like that, no, you don't want to take that on the road.
So here's the thing is like, I get it. Everybody's excited because 5G and all this stuff, but a lot of people don't understand how 5G actually works.
I have no idea.
And haven't actually talked to professionals about it. I've actually talked to a bunch of people that are in the business and in the industry talking to them about it. And
was it Ains? Because he's an insider.
No, I haven't talked to Ains about it.
Okay.
But the actual distance that 5G carries is a lot less than what 4G is. Sure. So a lot of people are like, yeah, 5G is so fast and everything. Yeah, I get it. 5G is extremely fast, but the spectrum is a lot narrower than what a 4G would be. So for all these people that are thinking that this is going to change the whole thing, yeah, it will, but you have to be near a 5G access area to get it. Like it's not going to be everywhere, and everywhere anytime soon, at least. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, I do think that I'm concerned that we are outpacing our technology. They're trying to build these systems for a technology that's not there yet. And we thought that by now there was a chance that we would be on download only consoles, but we couldn't even do that because the infrastructure is not there for everyone around the country and around the world to download full games. So why is cloud gaming going to be any different? It's going to be worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that if it's an option to have where I can play Fortnite on my Note if I wanted to. It runs pretty damn good on 4G,
Hey, how many bars on your phone right now do you have for 4G?
4.
Okay. In my house, I have 1.
Well, right, but that's the point,
Maybe
though.
2.
You wouldn't be sitting inside your house. I mean, if you're at a place where
that's the thing. 5G doesn't travel as well through walls either.
Well, yeah, I don't think 5G is gonna unless it's. I don't know anything about it. All I'm saying is that being able to take like a game and say I'm playing Hollow Knight on my Xbox and I have to go somewhere and I can just plug it in, pop it up on right where I left off, possibly, or at my last save on my phone. That's pretty fucking cool. So, that's it's like having the Switch, but not needing the Switch. Assuming that they have that little adapter where I can just hook my Xbox controller up to it, then it'd be fucking awesome. So, but I think just having that option, it all depends on how much they charge for it too. That's it's not something I'm going to pay a shitload of money for,
right?
For sure. I mean, it all depends on how it works. I think streaming full games. I mean, we've seen it work before. I mean, the Assassin's Creed demo with Google is seemed to work pretty good for most people, from what I've heard.
It'll be interesting.
So I'd like to see what they do with it. I mean, I'm all about options and portability, especially if I'm going to my in-laws. So,
yeah, I definitely. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah.
There's again, like, what's the worst that could happen? It fails, and then they do something.
I think people are just getting too overly hyped for this because, 4G's been out in the market for how long, and there's still people that don't have 4G or even very good 4G in a lot of areas. And so now everybody's like, oh, they're going to roll out 5G even faster. Okay, faster than the last 10 years that it took you to roll out 4G.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes down to infrastructure and on how quick they can build it. But I'm a little skeptical on that.
Yeah, we'll see. I wanted to talk a little bit about E3, but I don't think we have time.
I just got a fucking text message from work.
You know what makes me so excited for E3?
No. I've got I got a small emergency at my job.
Okay.
Sorry. Fucking hell.
Hey, don't forget, you have to, before you drive straight to your emergency, stop at Chipotle.
I can't. That's what is pissing me off right now more than anything else. It's not the show. It's the fucking Chipotle that I'm going to possibly miss out on. I don't know how long I'm going to be there to fix this fucking issue.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Let it be known to the masses of the internet that I hate Dan's job so much.
I think we all hate Dan's job so much.
We love you, Dan, though. Not your job, just let you.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
All right. So I guess we're wrapping up now.
We're wrapping up. Next week, we should definitely do like E3 predictions.
Next week, we're going to do E3 predictions. I want to talk Minecraft Earth so I can see if you guys think that it's as stupid as I do.
And I can actually see what Minecraft Earth is.
Yep.
Before we start.
And then we can talk more Rage too.
Oh, Bras in chat.
Oh, finally, just in time for us to end.
Yep. Perfect.
Oh, Bras said he'll be here next week. Didn't know that. Okay.
We should have everybody on next week and do like an E3 special.
That would be pretty badass.
Yes.
How about that? All right. I'm putting it out there.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Let's see if it actually happens.
Except at the wrong time.
All right, so we're gonna go now. Find Van at Mr. Midlife Crisis, except Crisis with a Y, like the game.
Yeah.
Find Dan on Season Gaming and a bunch of different Twitter accounts
Yes.
with similar passwords. Find me at a.bear and on the broadcast and whatever, Boy Meets Girl Meets Boy Meets World. And find Dan at his shitty job.
Yep. In about 20 minutes.
Thank you guys for joining us. This has been Third Wheel Arcade. See you next week with a lot of people, I hope.
Yay.